Hi you guys, it's Khang. Welcome to my channel, Wholesale to Million. Now in this video, I'm going to share with you guys is how to build wealth through wholesaling. And we all know to build wealth is through rental properties, all right? So I'm going to share with you guys how my wife and I did it. How we went from living in a little shack to accumulate $10,000 in passive income per month through a rental property. And it took us 2 years to do that. Now, obviously, you guys, there's years before that where my wife and I were just working and just saving and stacking up the cash, okay? But I'm going to share with you that when we got into real estate, it took us 2 years to get our rental income to about $10,000 net per month. And that's after everything, all the mortgage, after everything is paying for, and we have no money in our rental. So I'm going to share with you guys how we did that. And it's to let you guys know is this kind of knowledge can be learned and can be taught. My wife and I, we don't have a high IQ. We're not, we're both high school dropout. We didn't grow up in a rich family. We didn't grow up in a family that knows about real estate or that knows knows anything about this, okay? This is something where we have to go and then self-educate and learn it, all right? So I'm going to share with you guys how we did it, and hopefully you guys can duplicate and go out there and create your own success. And you guys, so I'm going to keep this video raw. So if I missed anything out or if I left anything out, you guys drop me a comment and ask me, all right? And I'll do my best to answer it, okay? And also too, if you guys enjoy this kind of content and enjoy this video, then don't be shy, smash that thumbs up. And for those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel and who interested in liking my content, then boom, smash that subscribe button, you guys. I would love you guys to join the family and join the church and join the journey, all right? So I'm going to give you guys kind of a breakdown of how to buy rental property, how to pull your money back out, and then being able to have it still cash flow for you, okay? Because rental property is the best way to build wealth, you guys. So once you guys accumulate that, now we can go and then we can blow $10,000, and then next month we know that $10,000 is going to come back in again, okay? Well, unless something happened with the rental, with the renter, if they, whatever it is, right? But you have rental insurance and all that. So basically, once you accumulate and you can build up that wealth through rental, you can go and blow that money, and then next month it'll come back in again. You blow it, and next month it'll come back in again, all right? So all the hustle that you're doing right now with trying to accumulate the money in wholesaling, right? And then you dump that towards your rental. That's going to be your passive income. That's going to be your long-term wealth. That's going to be where you wake up and you don't need to do a thing, and then you're getting paid every single month, okay? And you guys, my wife and I are actively buying rental for about 2 years. We just stopped buying rental because our goal right now, we actually sold some of our rental because the value have gone up. Because our goal right now is to stack the cash and then wait until the market make a corrections. And then dump all that money into buying rental, and that's when we are not going to, and that's where we're going to hold it, and we're not going to sell it no more, right? And I'll share with you kind of our goal and where we're planning to go, okay? So let's get right into it, you guys. Okay, I wish I have a better setup for you guys, but I don't. I'm just going to go like this. So let me see here. Building wealth, W-E-A-L-T, okay, building wealth through wholesaling. Oh gosh, I hope I spell it all right. But here it is, you guys. What it is, so I'm gonna share with you guys kind of our goal and where we are at right now. So right now we're at about 10,000 net per month on our rental. All right, 10,000 a month on our rental, and I just turned 34, and the goal is when we get to 40, all right, 40-year-old, that my wife and I wants to bring in about 100K net, okay, net, 100K net per month on a rental. So I just did the math before I got on to you guys here. So that's about 400 units that we have to pick up. All right. And at this stage, you guys, we probably won't sell any more of our rentals. Right now, we're in the stage where we're like, you know what, we still have the energy to hustle, grind. So that's why we're selling our rental, and we're just, you know, busting and stacking the cash on just wholesale. And then the next time that the market make a correction, and then when we buy, that's when we hold, and we're not gonna sell anymore. That's when we're just gonna still keep on accumulating rental property over and over and over again. So this is the goal till we get to 40. Okay. So it's about 400 units, and I figure, so, and then I'll get to you guys why 400 units will give us this amount, okay? And the goal is not to have any money in these rental, no money, all right? In this rental. So let me see here. So, and I'm gonna share with you guys a real live example that we actually bought, and exactly what I did. Okay? So it's not something I read, not something I heard, but something I actually did, okay? So for rental property, you guys, I'm gonna keep it simple, all right? You know, I know there's people that looks at cap rate or cash on cash, right? Cash on cash. I just keep it simple, and I just look at, when I buy rental property, for me, it's the 1% rule, all right? I just keep it simple. It's the 1% rule. When I buy rental property, it's the 1% rule. And what I mean by that is, if you're gonna buy a piece of property for $100,000 in perfect condition, so it's rent ready, everything's ready to go, you got to be able to rent it for $1,000 per month. All right. So if the property's worth $200K, then you want to bring in $2,000 a month. Because the goal is, you guys, so what it is you want to net $250 per unit. Okay, so typically the 1% rule will give you a net amount somewhere around there, $250. But to double check, you make sure that, hey, you minus all your expenses, or all the mortgage, etc. All right, you want to minus all the expense, all the mortgage, whatever, all the bills that are going to come out. But you want to make sure that each unit will net you about $250. Okay, so I took $250 per unit, I times it by 400, and that gives me a net income of $100,000 per month. But let me make sure that I can double check that really quick. Times 400. Yep, that's $100,000 a month. Okay, so let me see here. And then, you guys, I'm going to share with you right now. Let me see here. Let me move this down. So when I look at rental property, I just go off of the 1% rule. Now, if it needs repair, right? If it needs repair to get it to the point where it's rent ready, you want to make sure that you just have to be all in at that price. You just have to be all in at this price, or whatever price it is. All right. So if you have, if it's 200,000, if you're buying it for 200 and it needs 30,000 in, if it's need 30,000 in repair, which puts you at 230. So that means, to me, the 1% rule, you have to bring in $2,300 in rent. All right? You have to bring in $2,300 in rent. Okay? So that's the 1% rule. So when I go buy rental property, I base off of this, the 1% rule, and that's how I buy it. So I'm going to give you guys a real live example that I bought a piece of property and then I refinance, pull all of my money back out. Even the bank even pay me more money when I refinance it. Okay, so I'm going to share it with you guys. Here it is. So, okay. So this property I bought here, it was a foreclosure. Okay, it was a foreclosure. We bought it for $130,000. I just want to make sure, I don't have the number in front of me, so I don't know exactly. But we bought it for, I think $125,000. I'm sorry, you guys, I don't have the exact number, but I think it's $125,000 that we bought it for. Okay, we bought it for $125,000. At that time, I knew that this property here it's in that condition, it's probably worth about 230 to 240. Okay, and we end up putting about 5,000 in repair. All right, we put about $5,000, which is not much, to clean it up. So we're all in at 130. And at that time, one of the units, I just want to make sure here. At that time, one of the units, you guys, were renting. One of the units were renting for $900. Okay. And the other unit, so the other unit was actually vacant. But I was looking at the rent. I was looking at the rent in the area that I knew that at the time I could get about $1,000 to $1,050 per unit, and I bought it, you guys, for $125. I went and looked at the property. It only needs about $5,000 in repair, so I will be all in at $130. But look at the rent that I'm bringing in. You know, we bought it. We closed on it. Within the next 45 days, I was able to. One of the units, the renters still wanted to stay there, so I keep their rent at $900. But I was able to rent the other units out for $1,000, and I was bringing $130. So right now my cash flow is awesome. All right, so I'm bringing in $1,900 per month, and I'm all in at $130. So right now, when I bought this property, you guys, this is all cash out of my pocket. All right. And for some of you, you're like, well, I don't have this cash. I don't have that kind of money. It's okay. You can get private. You can get hard money. But you can get private. You can get hard money. Okay. And at that time, we have the funds. So we close on it with $130 with our own cash. And check this out, you guys. We went in. I kind of cleaned it up, repainted a little bit. And then what I did was 6 months later... Okay, 6 months later, I was able to do a cash out refi. All right, a cash out refinance. And one thing you guys got to know about cash out refinance with the bank is, first, obviously you have to have good credit. All right, you have to have good credit. And second of all is that they will loan you 70 to 75% on the appraised value. And so it really depends on some bank, and also too is your credibility, how long you've been with that bank, etc. But they will loan up to a max on rental property of 75%. Now on your own resident, the bank will loan up to 90% of the appraised value. So let's just say if your property was, I'm just keeping it simple here. If your property, if your resident was worth $100,000 when they sent the appraiser, they will loan you $90K. So which means you only have $10,000 into the property. But as for a rental property, they would only loan you 75%. So which means they will only loan you $75,000, and then and then you will have into the property $25,000. Okay. On rental property is 70 to 75%, all right? So you guys got to keep that in mind. So when I bought this property, I knew that I can refinance, and that's how much the bank, I asked already, and that's how much the bank will loan on rental property. So, and then you can do this, you guys, every 6 months. And you ask me, well, why when I buy it and then I clean it up, why can't I just go and do a refi right away? Well, typically what it is at the time when you bought it, that shows the bank that that's how much the property is worth. So that's how much the property is worth, and that's how much you bought it for. So they know they'll at the time they said that that's how much the property is worth. So they're not gonna send an appraiser to come out and appraise on it. And then because you just bought it, so the time period that you hold it, the price is not going to change, right? They just think that that's how, so you have to hold it for 6 months, all right? And then you can and then at that time you can refinance, because within that 6 month period, then they can send someone out there to do a evaluation, to do an appraisal on the property, to figure out how much the property is worth. So right when I buy it, you can't refinance it right away because it shows the bank that that's how much the property's worth. The property's not going to worth this much when you just close on it. All right, when you just close on it for 125, they're not going to say, you can't just go ahead and do a refi and they send someone out there and that appraiser said, well, it's worth 230. Well, Khang just bought it for 125, so it can't worth 230 within that time period, right? So you have to season it. You have to hold it for 6 months. Then after that, when they send the appraiser come out, the bank's going to ask you what you did to the property, and then at that time you can tell them, we did, whatever you did to the property, you can tell them, and 6 months later they're willing to go send someone out there and appraise and see what the property is worth at that time. Okay, so let me clean this up. Here. Like I said, you guys, I'm gonna keep this video raw, so hopefully I didn't. Oh gosh. Okay. So remember, you guys, if I leave anything out, please drop me a comment and let me know if I miss anything or if I say anything that you guys don't believe is to be true or correct. Please drop me a comment and let me know. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to get offended or anything like that because I know, I understand that I'm still in the process of learning and I'm not perfect in any way. So, okay, so we bought that for, so I was all in at 130, okay? And then I did a refinance. I went to my bank and I said, hey, I want to do a cash out. At this time, we already kind of built a relationship with the bank already. So I went to the bank and I said, hey, I want to do a cash out refinance because we actually did a couple flip with them already. And they said, Khang, no problem. We'll loan you 75% on the appraised value. You guys, check this out. So I think at the time, it was appraised for 240 minus 75%. Let me see here. Minus 75. I just want to make sure because so at the time it was appraised for 200. I think 250 something thousand, but I'm just gonna say it was appraised for 250 because I end up getting a loan on it, you guys, for 190. Okay, I end up getting a loan on it for 190. So check this out. I was able to pull all of my money back out. Right, so the bank gave me back my 130 minus 190, and then after all the closing costs, obviously you guys got to understand that when you do a refi, make sure you take into consideration that you're also going to pay the refinance, all the paperwork, all the fees, and all the costs. And I think at the time it comes to, I think all of our fees is about $8,000. I think but I don't remember correctly, you guys. I just want to keep the number simple here. But I was able to pull all of my money back out. Check this out. I'm just trying to find a pen here. I was able to pull all of my money back out. So I got my 130. I got my 130 back. And plus, I got an extra $50,000 from the bank 6 months later. So it's almost like you're doing a flip. But I was still able to keep the property. Now check this out. Now I got a mortgage. I think it's only like I got it at like 4.5%, which is cheap. Okay. So now I got a loan on it, a mortgage on it for 190. And you guys remember the 1% rule? You don't want to over leverage this. To be honest, you don't want to over leverage your property. There was another piece of property, the rental property that we bought. I could have pulled like way more money back out, but I didn't want to over leverage because at this time you guys got to see, because when I was going through this through this refinance, I knew that I was getting about $900 in rent. Okay, $1,900 in rent, and that's kind of where I wanted to be. I wanted to be all in at the 1% rule. So right now I'm still positive. after all the mortgage, after all the expense, the utilities, we don't manage any of our property. We always give it to property manager. You guys don't want to deal with that headaches. And in our area, we're paying about we pay 7% for the property management company, and it's between 7 to 10%, and that's what I know. But we pay 7%, and we don't, you guys, we don't. The goal is not to try to do everything. All right, the goal is just to try to leverage and try to leverage and free up your time so you can do the things that you enjoy to do. So when we got into the rental property, our whole goal was not to manage the property, and we're not to run it. So we always taking in consideration when we buy this, make sure your property management fees all in. So anyway, so now we have the bank give us a loan of $190. We got our $130 back. They gave us another $50,000, right? So now we have an extra $50,000 from it, and then we put a loan on it, a mortgage on it for $190. We getting $1,900 in rent, you guys. That's within 6 months. So we made about $50,000 in 6 months, and I only put like $5,000 into that property to clean it up. Okay, and you guys, and then we sold this property. I think it was about, and I showed you guys the video already. We sold this property maybe like a year and a half later, and we end up making another extra. We end up making another extra $50,000 on it. After all the closing costs are paid, these, you guys, are a net number. And we made another $50,000. So total together within this property, we held it for like a year and a half or so, and we made like $100,000 on it. But that's how that's how you have no money in your rental. Make sure it's still cash flow. And if you buy it right, so make sure when you look at a piece of property, when you're gonna go buy it, you got to make sure that you got to understand that the bank's going to give you the bank's going to loan you 70 to 75% on it, all right? And then after that, you just calculate your number, and then if you bought it low enough, you always be able to, after refinance, pull some extra money back out. Pull all your money plus extra money, all right? If the numbers comes to this. Now, let me see here. I just want to see if I left anything out. So you guys, and this is how people build wealth without having money into their rental, because you can do this every 6 months. Every 6 months, you can buy a piece of property, you can refinance it, pull your money back out, and then take that money. We take this money. That's what we did. We took this money and we dump it into another rental piece of property. And then we did the same thing. I wait until 6 months later. I clean it up, get it all rented. 6 months later, I refinance, pull all of my money back out, plus some extra money. There were one where we just bought it and then we just pull all of our money back out, because it rent for like $2,300. So we didn't want to over leverage it. We were able to pull more money back out, so which means the bank was able to pay us more money back out, but we didn't want to over leverage, so we put a mortgage on it for $230,000 because it was rent for $2,300, because we stick with the 1% rule. Now I'm going to share with you guys why you don't want to leverage. Okay, when you start to accumulate more properties, and for the bank to keep on loaning you, for the bank to keep on loaning you, they look at, let me see here. They look at what is called debt service, let me see here. I just want to make sure I pull it up. Debt service ratio. Hold on a second. So it's DSCR. That's what the bank look at, okay? And that is, what is it called? So DSCR, or debt service coverage ratio. So when you start to accumulate a lot of properties and then you keep on doing the 6 month refi and etc., they're going to look at it and they want to make sure that your debt, I'm guessing, they don't want your debt ratio to go over 1.25. If it goes over 1.25, they're going to start asking you, maybe you have to pay down some of these debts. You know, so it's going to based on what your rent is, and then what you owe on the property. All right, what your income is based on what you owe on the property. And if you stay within that 1% rule, you won't have this issue. Okay. And then when you start go over it and you start to over leverage, you know, you're gonna run into the issue. Maybe this number will be way less than what the bank would want, and at the time, they will not want to loan to you, and they will ask you that you have to pay off some of your debt. All right. So, and you guys, this is just based on my personal experience with the bank. Maybe for somebody else it might be different because they have a better relationship or better networking with the bank or etc. But that's what my banker told me, that you don't want this. And he's the president of he was the president of Columbia Bank. Okay, we built really good relationship with him. We went on vacation together, etc. Really great guy. And I didn't know any about refinancing, banking world, all the numbers like this, you guys. And then he's just starting to teach me and then show me kind of how banks operate and how they work. And he told me, he said, Khang, you don't want to go under the 1.25, because when you get under this, the bank's going to look at your finance and they're not going to want to loan to you, because they want you to start paying down some debts, okay? Paying down some of your rental debts. So anyways, you guys, just want to share that quickly with you guys. I hope that helps you guys out. For those of you who's looking to build wealth and how to buy rental property, and this, you know, and if you have good credit with the bank, you know, obviously you have to have good credit, but you don't really need to use your own credit. If you have bad credit, okay, what I'm trying to say, if you have bad credit, you can, you know, partner up with some other people that have good credit. There's other ways around it, but, you know, obviously when you get into partnership, etc., like that, you know, you just make sure that you can trust that person. That's all. Right? And you can trust, because a lot of time partnership can go crazy because you don't, you know, but you don't know what's going to happen with the other person. They can run into a financial issue or family issue or etc. And so a lot of time my wife and I don't do partnership. We don't like partnership at all. So, and that's just off of us. You know, we don't do partnership at all. You know, when we get into something, we just got to figure, can we do that or can we not do that? If we cannot do that, then we just don't do it. But that's just us. It, you know, it could be different for everybody else. But anyways, you guys, that's it. Oh, I don't know why I'm cleaning it. I'll just put it down here. So I can talk to you guys. Sorry. Just trying to, so just keeping it raw. So anyways, you guys, let me know if that helps you guys. For those of you who are looking to, you know, build rental property. Hey, I have some money right now. How can I start building wealth? And there it is. Hope you guys enjoy that video. You can do that every single 6 months. Refinance, pull your cash back out. If you buy it right, if you buy it low enough, and we do it all the time, you'll be able to pull all your money back out plus some extra money from the bank. So they actually pay you to own that rental property. And at the same time, you know, I'm not going to go into super detail. At the same time, your renter is paying down your debts. And, you know, paying down your debts, and you have no money into it. So you own something, you have no money into it. Renter's paying down your debts. Bank is actually paying you to, you know, to own that piece of property. So rental property, you guys, you can't go wrong with it, you know. And just like Grant Cardone said, you know, you want something tangible, something solid. You can go look at it, you can go drive, you can touch it. So my wife and I, you know, we don't do stocks. We don't go into stocks or anything like that. All of our money now, we just accumulate and then dump it into rental property. That is the ultimate goal, is to get our rental property by the time we're 40 to 100K net per month. And obviously, you know, just keep on skyrocket, you know, just keep on building it from there. The ultimate goal for rental property, you know, is to get to like $1 million a month on passive income. But anyways, you guys, that's it. Well, I just want to throw some other stuff out. Maybe for those of you who are thinking, hey, you know what? Why don't I just cash it out and pay cash on it, etc. Man, that's going to be like a whole separate video. If you have the cash and you put to buy a property, you just want to make sure you don't over leverage. But I just don't believe in just, you know, putting all your money in just one piece of property when you could just not, you know, when you can borrow a very, very, you know, a very low interest rate and have somebody else money, you know, and then use your money to go out and then to do whatever you want, you know, to go out and buy more property or to go and expand your business, whatever it is, okay? So anyways, you guys, if you enjoy that, then you guys, please don't be shy, smash that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're interested in learning about wholesaling, and we actually do it virtually, then smash that subscribe button, you guys. I love to share and teach you guys everything that I've learned and everything that I will be learning, because right now, you know, my wife and I are in, you know, we're on the same journey as you guys, right? Trying to build our wealth, trying to build our future, trying to get to a better place in our life, right? So we're trying to, you know, we're trying to grow, and just like you guys, we're all in different places. You know, this not like I'm in a better place or not in your better place. We're all going, and we're all trying to better ourselves, and we're all trying to grow. What I do believe is if you don't grow, you die, right? If you don't grow, you're dying. So every day, you know, we're trying to do a little bit towards our goal, and we're just trying to grow. All right, you guys, and I want to take you guys along that journey of our growth, and then, you know, everything that I will be learning, I'm going to bring back, share with you guys, so you guys can duplicate and create your own success and create your own future. All right. So, anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. I love you guys a lot, so thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.